set them up in plus territory. Here's Brian Massey. And a reverse field with running room. Massey gets the block across the 40, tripped up.
Pretty simple return here. It can bring it all the way across the field. You can see Manjack, receiver, getting some blocks there, blocking a couple people on the way. Not much for the returner to do. Just get up that sideline, follow those blocks on Fox.
Why were you so eager to read that promo? First play snuffed out by the Cougars defense. Willie Fritz.
There you go. You get a free play.
Yeah.
Use that clap.
Chris gets away. Has running room. And maybe they have something in Zion Chris here as the backup QB.
That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down, Houston.
18.
Well, we talked about the feet of Donovan Smith. You can see Zion Chris right here. Excellent job running, getting some lead blocking from Rashawn Sanford. Donovan Smith back in at quarterback.
That's a run play, and it's Parker Jenkins, and he has a first down. The Cougs.
See, Jenkins gets up into the hole there, sees all those flat backs and escapes, and Donovan Smith.
On third down, Sluka looking long, and he's brought down.
Again, number 5 lined up on the left of your screen. You get him lined up on a tight end.
Sluka taking a deep shot to the end zone, intercepted. A.J. Halsey jumps in front of Ricky White, and he could take this a long way. Finally cut down by Sluka just before midfield.
Eyes on the eyes of Matthew Sluka the entire time, and this is why they say don't throw late over the middle. He just wanted to take a chance and try and hit his guy, Ricky White, down the middle. Halsey's watching that all the way the entire time from the backside. Does a nice job stepping in front, turn from defense to offense.
Smith fires across the middle. It's picked up by Muse, and Makai Muse with running room hurdles across a tackler and finally taken down inside the 20.
Front offensive line protects, and then Muse able to get away from Jarvis Ware and turn on the Jets. To go, so you want to see snaps from him. Now you may have a line in there that you don't want to put him behind, but I would have expected to see him earlier in the game.
Stephon Johnson.
Texas later in the year being a conference game again, but not a big.
Hey,
I mean, it's wild.
Any way you can take it, man, because we've missed that rivalry. Let's be clear. Nice run. Good second effort by.
You can see why here, but he'll get it figured out. It's going to take some time, but he'll get it figured out.
Ale now 4 for 4 late in this game, and all of a sudden that shutout's being threatened. Well, let's see if Houston can punch this in. On fourth down. Ale drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Got his man, and it is a touchdown. To break up the shutout, Manjack at the end of the night.
Against the perfectly thrown football, who are you going to rely on? You're going to rely on your man, Manjack. But look at the placement on that ball. Great anticipation and placement of this football from Ale.
We don't expect to see Nick Anderson at wideout tonight as those injuries have piled up just a little bit. A little toss, but nothing doing. That's Deion Burks, the Purdue transfer. Toss for a loss of 6. Smith will go under center, third and short. And they go bootleg play action. Everybody's covered. Smith fires on the run, and it is caught for the first down by Manjack.
Watch, it's a really good job of protection. Watch all the time that Donovan Smith has right now, trying to hit a deep shot far to the left. Nothing there. Manjack, a great job of reading his quarterback. He's escaping to the right. I'm going to follow him. That's that mirror drill you practice every time a play breaks down in practice, and it paid off there. And also, no gloves.
No gloves. No gloves needed.
To bow up towards the red zone from this defense.
And Oklahoma native Joseph Kim on for the long field goal. And he bangs it through for Houston to get on the board.
6'4", he makes those plays.
Let him post up, kind of. Arnold. Bottled up. Carlos Allen. First under Kevin Steele on the defensive side, and then Brent Venables. This is Sneed, and he's got the sideline.
Getting a little lead block here. He's going to hand it off. And then watch this. Little seal block there on the linebacker. Allows Sneed to get to the second level.
Longest play of the night for Houston goes for 16 yards. Play action. All day. Over the middle. Complete on the crossing route. Stephon Johnson to the 35. And now a 23-yard pickup. To close the half. Got the distance, and he punches it through. Willie French and the Houston Cougars are hanging in there. Second year started. That's his second defensive pass interference tonight. Donovan Smith wide open, and he finds Manjack for the score. 44-yard strike.
All right, this is going to be a version of cover 2. This safety right here has got to be deep half. You got a middle hole player and a half player right there. Safety's got his eyes in the backfield. He should be over the top. Corner lets the receiver go. And that's a complete coverage bust right there on the back end from Oklahoma.
Practice field.
Joshua Bates getting the start at center. Another swing out to Barnes. And Bates, by the way, is playing hurt. Handoff busted. Danny Stutzman then lost him and is picked up and cleaned up.
Working right across the face of Ndukwe, left tackle. And Ndukwe is 3'15", 6'6", so I can just shrug him off and get to Stacy Sneed, bounce that outside.
14 seconds remaining. Smith steps up on the run, lobs it, caught, first down Cougars. The clock will stop.
That transition. And there is an open seam. Rayshon Sanford to the open field. Down inside the 35-yard line. We saw it all there from Sanford.
Yeah, this is a young man that they want to feature and get the ball to him as a young running back. He's able to read that inside zone, break one tackle.
At times where he has really struggled, trying to find that consistency. And here is Dean Connors, who's bottled up. But, Torrey, they'll need Connors to be a stud for this offense. And the Cougars going back to the ground, and it is Stacy Sneed galloping down the sideline. Will anybody catch him? Sneed, house call here in H-Town.
Stacy Sneed was a person that Kevin Barbay mentioned to us. We want to get him the ball back. You have to have downfield blocking. And the reason why Stacy Sneed is able to score is because Joseph Manjack right there, he does the dirty work, being able to secure the edge, and then that allows Stacy Sneed to go into the end zone. There he is on Sean Fresh one-on-one. He never gives up. He continues to fight to that upfield.
Punt is off. Muse, the chance from near the Big 12 logo. 25. Oh, nice sidestep. Still up. Muse. Sudden. Dangerous. All the way. 4-6.
And we talked about electric. That is what he showcased right there on that punt return. Stacy Sneed, first touchdown. Now Mekhi Muse. Look at that. You got hats on hats. And then all Mekhi Muse has to do is outrun the punter. And he does that. Long snapper doesn't have a chance. See you later.
Moving back 15 yards. Houston is in great position to do something now. Here's Stephon Johnson dancing a little bit. Oh, huge block. And Stephon Johnson scores. That was Shamar Hobdy-Lee. Quentin Jackson, the tailback for Warner. This is backwards pass, and the Houston defense refuses to miss tackles. That's McLaurin, who is doing his thing. And Morgantown, for what I'm entering this game, along with Florida State, as the only Power 4 teams without a win. Stay up, big fella. He almost did, but Donovan Smith.
Just whenever you think you know what Houston is going to do, and because Donovan Smith hasn't showcased it yet, he's able to utilize the legs and pick up a big first down and almost scores, hurdles a defender right there.
At Houston. Now, a couple of those guys followed him from Tulane. 5-man front, batted ball, picked off! And just shy of the end zone, Jalen Garner with the INT.
Yard line. See the pressure there, double pump, E.J. Warner, ball's tipped up. And then Garner finds himself right place.
Inside the 10, last time down, Donovan Smith. He's a big boy, and that is a grown man touchdown run by the leader, Donovan Smith. Of the game, defense leading to offense. Jalen Garner with the INT, Donovan Smith cruising for 6. Torrey, thank you so much for the update, and that will be a factor as this season moves on, staying healthy. Getting the next man up, bought in, and ready to roll. Get to the closing moments of the third quarter. Sanford, the running back. Back on the ground, he's got a seam. He's got a crease. Quick as a hiccup to the 45-yard line. Sanford burns a different type of fuel.
Runner Sanford is. Check the patience out. He has time to be able to set up a block, finds the open gap, and then explodes right.
Here's a 4th and 1. Smith will keep. Smith has it, still rolling. No one will touch the Cougars quarterback, Donovan Smith. Paydays.
And you can see the difference right from the jump. And here we go. Play is underway at Nippert Stadium. Logan Wilson fielding the ball on the hop, out past the 20 and then past the 25-yard line to the 26. So the penalty moves him back to about the 17.5-yard line. Going to keep it on the ground. Here's Kiner. Kiner doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job defensively by Michael Batten, who was called for the penalty, making amends. Yeah, 2nd and 1. Coaches will take that every day and on Saturday. Unfortunately, he loses a yard on that carry, bringing up 3rd down. Anthony Holmes Jr. from his nose tackle spot coming in. From the 22, operating out of the pistol once again. Play action here for Smith, taking a shot deep downfield. Has a man, and it's caught. Bobbled momentarily by Joseph Manjack, but he holds on to it. We mentioned big plays have been the Achilles heel of this Cincinnati defense. This one goes for 52.
Started his career at USC. They get the play action going with Snead. You talked about the big plays he gets.
188 yards, couple of touchdowns. He has just been dropping dimes on nearly every pass. Hershey McLaurin relieving Sorsby, and they're going to keep it on the ground once again. That's Corey Kiner staying in the game. He lost a couple on that play. Brady Lichtenberg in at quarterback. He has, ball's on the ground, loses it for a moment. Lichtenberg gets it back, and that's going to make things a bit more difficult here on 3rd and goal.
We will not see Joseph Manjack at one of the receivers. He's a late scratch, so expect to see more of Mekhi Muse all over the field. Here's a run. Stacy Snead changes course, and Snead, what kind of speed do you got? Snead across the 50, and he steps out of bounds. That's a big-time play. Chunk play, explosive play early for Houston.
But for Freeler, man, that guy hits his head on the goalpost. A great job of naturally feeling where the curve's going back. And that's what you do. That's like water. Just feel where the resistance is.
Really, since the beginning of when they played football. Design quarterback run. And nice move. He's got the first down. Look at him scoop. He's still on his feet. Zion Kress. He's got a chance, and he's brought down at the 14-yard line. There is a flag down. Iowa State with the ball. This is their 5th touch of the game. They've only got a field goal. Abu Sama. Good golly, how about this defense for Houston? Carlos Allen, the big fella, makes a tackle. Cyclones have 2 timeouts to work with. Cougars have 3. 2nd down. Jackson. Caught from behind. The defense for Houston continues to perform admirably.
Define or reestablish where the line of scrimmage is. When you start rolling horizontally, 2 men pushing, look at the big push they get up front.
Maybe the fact that Steve O'Klotz hadn't played today is what's bogged things down for the Iowa State offense. First down at 15, balls on the ground, and it'll stay with the Cyclones.
Is coaching up these Houston Cougars big time, man. They are playing literally on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, and you're tossing the ball into that scrum. Anything can happen, man. Look at the red jerseys on this side of the ball. I mean, they're in the backfield.
Playing without Noel on the field. Becht in trouble. Goes down. Anthony Holmes with the sack. And by Houston in the red zone.
You can see Anthony Holmes is outside, right? And he's standing up. Does a nice job of coming inside. He's the second man in from the edge. And so that little wide 9 technique gave him the opportunity to go inside or out.
And we're into our third quarter.
Oh, a direct snap. Reverse.
This is going to be Muse. Mekhi Muse out to the 40-yard line. Houston getting creative, trying to get some offense going.
Need to go opposite here to the left. There you
Snead.
go. Yep.
Changes course. Gets a block. Snead barrels down to the 36. Just lowered his shoulder to get an extra 2.
This coach in our meetings, whether or not they had the ability to tag plays, I saw the soft spot to the left, and it was going to bend back to the right. But you have to use influence and push it as far as you possibly can.
Houston getting close to 7 consecutive quarters without a score.
5 wide, they're imping him out.
Smith
Nice.
Caught. Johnson's got it. Lost the football late. It's loose. Flags come in. We don't have a signal yet.
ESPN 300 recruit. Here comes Payne. And he is dropped for a loss of a yard on the play. Second to drive for the Cougars. Ian Chris still in there. And Donovan Smith alternated series last week. This is the tight end, Malik Carr, pushing into TCU territory.
He's kind of holding the point of attack and get some easy, confident throws early here for Chris to punch, and the defense finally breaks because they're just too exhausted to hold up for 60 minutes. So when you get breaks like this, they're going to play hard. They can play hard longer, and then you may get some points on the tail end of this drive.
Chris to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown by Devin Williams.
6'1", just going over the top of the 5'10", Lamarian James, who's reaching, perfectly thrown ball by Chris, and that's a touchdown. A knee is a body part. It's Cougar defense.
Cooper followed Willie Fritz from Tulane to Houston. Little 3-man twist. Intercepted by Halsey.
Heck of a break to take the seam route away and make Josh Hoover pay for it. Cougars with some pretty good field position.
Turnovers have been a problem for TCU.
Just one quick read, get the ball out.
Play action. Downfield, man jack. Houston's most consistent receiver, a guy who's been described as triple espresso in the flesh.
Yeah, it's still just one read, and you'll see it. The eyes just stay down the field, and he's on.
Here's the toss. Reaching, and Rayshawn Sanford is in for 6.
Well, they say when it rains, it pours, right? For this Cougar offense, they do a nice job in the second effort is what gets Rayshawn Sanford the second into the end zone. Just this fighting through blocks, breaking tackles, and finally ending up in the end zone. Cooper is the one who benefits.
On 3rd and long. Hoover escaping away from Holmes. Deep downfield. Pass slips. It's picked again. Halsey with his second interception of the half.
Well, Halsey's playing some football, isn't he? 6 foot, 215-pound safety that can play both free safety. Just kind of playing center field right in here and reading the eyes of the quarterback. does one heck of a job just finding where he is, relocating. And the Cougars with their second turnover of this game.
You saw Besh, the intended receiver, turning around.
For that young man from Notre Dame. Definition of a student athlete.
Jordan Bailey is engulfed for a loss. It's been an everybody eats approach. Chris keeps it, breaks a tackle, turns the corner, turbos out of bounds near the 25.
A pretty good block out on the edge. And I thought the ball was in the stomach of Butler, and then all of a sudden Chris is out and around the corner. He picked
little speed option.
Freeze option.
Stacy Sneed with a first down.
Counter option, stop, come back the other way, where it's a freeze option. Nice job by Chris of getting the deal.
Rolling it over. Geno Smith yet, the September Heisman. Here is Zion Chris. Big hole. Open sesame. Zion Chris. Wow. The 72-yard house call.
He hit a gear in these that nobody on the field at that patient run. Just kind of sets everything up, little quarterback draw, and in the middle of the field with two safeties parted, and nobody can run down Zion Chris.
Well, TCU now with 2 timeouts and the way their offense goes. This is a big drive as Cook gets the call, doesn't get very far. Holmes the tackle for a loss. Sluka decided certain needs weren't met. That one was caught by Richardson. He coughs it up.
They put it in his hands a lot. They're trying to get some extra yards and do a heck of a job. It's McLaurin.
This is a surprise, especially the way Chris has played. We saw him go down earlier in this half. Zone read. Big hole. Sanford, who leads all Big 12 running backs in rush yards after contact. He's had some big games.
Yeah, he has.
A veteran of the Big 12 with Texas Tech. Sanford zigzagging, gets the edge with a burst. First down, Houston.
Had him dead to rights, and the speed of Sanford to just pull away. I mean, you got 14 who had an angle, and he just eats it up. He's able to turn.
Bringing some pressure here. Chris able to unload low, but caught. And if it is caught, it's a first down. It is. That's Mekhi Muse.
Pocket. It's so easy to try to scramble. He's so athletic. He stays in that quick release, trying to make some shifts of momentum. But boy, Arnold's catch was super athletic, and that's going to be a key play to this game.
That's going to bounce to Muse, who's going to take it at the goal line. Get across the 20. He still breaks a tackle. He comes to the sideline, and nice return there by Mekhi Muse. Smith steps up, fires. First down catch. Devin Williams into Kansas territory at the 41 of the Jayhawks.
They needed to be able to get the crowd out of it a little bit. Nice tackle there. I love the sidearm swag by Donovan. Nice little screen. Something, get rid of the ball quick.
And it's being blitzed. Smith fires on the move and a little underthrown, but it is caught for a first down by Mekhi Muse. Involved with a catch. The guy who's been their leading catcher for a few years and all alone out of the backfield. Stacy Sneed rambles in. Touchdown Cougars.
You'll see the replay here. This is just a linebacker missing his assignment. He's running with the tight end and leads the running back out of the backfield. Oh, that was amazing.
Quick snap. Neal, no gain there, met by Jeremiah Wilson. That miss to Grimm a couple plays before. With that more bulk that Donovan can bring, almost like a fullback running, and he finds Muse, his 5th catch. Muse off to the races. He's got a blocker.
Yeah.
That's Sanford. Touchdown. Just what the Cougars needed.
He's all over the place. I just got the chills, Mark. I mean, that is a huge play. You see it right here. Nice little crossing route.
And how about the back? Sanford down there blocked. Good starting field position, but not a lot of time. But 2 timeouts for the Cougars, down 2 touchdowns. Donovan wants to run. He's been very effective at it and is so once again. He'll slide down inside the 40 of the Jayhawks, mark him down at about the 38. Houston playing without receiver Stephon Johnson. Did not make the trip back in Houston in concussion protocol. They hope to have him back next week. And here's Butler. Dotson tried to strip him, couldn't strip it out. 6 of the Cougars.
Well, again, Houston loves their running backs. I mean, they got a plethora of them. You see the stiff arm there.
Just 2 penalties in the first half. It has been the holding penalty has been the predominant of the 3. On 3rd and 13, Smith, he's going to try to take off. He's got some room, and he's going to have the first down once again with his legs.
That quarters look, but great job, offensive line, protecting. Donovan Smith, nothing out there. Let me go ahead and pick it up with my legs. Playing football in the yard. He's the #1 draft pick. He's showing it today.
Kansas does have to start this inside their own 5, and Neal is stuffed. By the way, the 3-pick day for a Jayhawk, the first since Bill Crank. So new set of downs. Play fake. Time to throw. Smith going deep. Manjak's been quiet, but he makes the adjustment. And what a grab. Joseph Manjak, the 4th.
Way to get involved right here. Little stunner go here. Back shoulder. Good concentration. Who was watching tape? And he logged in the most hours, but he's just super proud of him.
Ale deflected, and it winds up in the hands of DJ Butler inside the 10. Again, 27-yard gain.
A little curl, hook, lateral.
Went off the hands of Jonah Wilson and right to DJ Butler. And it's a 1st and goal.
It shows, his dual threat will be definitely in effect right now, especially with this defensive line.
Pistol formation to start things off. Jamarian Burnett on the carry straight ahead. What a good start to this game on the ground for the Houston Cougars as Burnett rumbles down by Teo Johnson.
That's an easy, just inside zone play, hat on the hat, press back, and he just...
Ed Keefe with a touchdown catch tonight. Isaac Wilson stands in the pocket and starts to close around him. He gets hit, fumbles. That's recovered by Keith Cooper Jr. Cooper wrestled down at the 30-yard line. It was knocked loose by Latravian McCutcheon.
And he was going to go to Keefe on the play. He's going towards, he's buck throw to him, change direction, comes back, hits Wilson, and then after that, you just keep hustling. That's a hustle play. That's you running to the ball and being able to finish.
Elected to come take this job. A shot play toward the end zone. That is a touchdown. Stephon Johnson back this week from injury. A 21-yard score. A flag comes in at the end as Houston is on the board.
In this man-to-man, so why not go to a big play? Almost like a wheel route. Takes it out the fade route. Great throw by Chris. Great catch. Way to finish. The speed is there. The athleticism is there. They just need to use it more.
3rd and 5. Carr in motion. Chris takes off. Then he throws. He gets it to Carr. The big man inside the 40. Down to the 30. He absorbs some contact and finally is run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
We're blocking for 1 point. And that point, once that point leaves, then you're like, all right, what should I do now?
And it was simply a production decision. They felt like Zion Chris gave them a little bit of spark. Here's a spark. How about a run from Burnett? Burnett down to the 10. Inside the 10, he's dragged down just short of the 5-yard line by Zamiah Vaughn.
Play on a play, get a hat on the hat. He didn't even cut back. He stayed front side on the block, and he just one-step cut gets up the field.
A 55-yard run for Jamarian Burnett. 23 in the last 3 games. Play action. Ball comes out of the hands of Chris. It's loose. Who's got it? Bodies flying all over the place. We'll see if Houston was able to recover. They do.
But this could have been real bad for him. I tell you what, that oblong ball.
12 play. Our score is 7 apiece. 8 minutes to play. And on the ground, it's Charlie Vincent. First carry of the night for Charlie Vincent. Makes the most of it. A first down run there.
Defense on Houston. You know, they said they wanted to do multiple backs. Give guys opportunities to go out there, and whoever had the hot hand, they would stay with the hot hand.
My apologies. That was 26 in red. 45 of those on the ground tonight for the Cougars. This time it's Zion Chris on the keeper. He can really run.
You know, this is what makes Chris so explosive. You know, his ability to go out and run. And it's perfect running against a defense because when you're man-to-man, the DBs turn their back to you.
Chris, quick strike. That ball is complete to Manjack. Manjack to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. 28 yards on the slant for a score.
Great play, slant play. It causes a natural pitch. Then outside Manjack takes over.
From the right hash. 4 seconds to play. For the win. Martin splits the uprights, and Houston wins on homecoming, 17-14. Their second Big 12 win of the season. Jack Martin, the hero, on this Saturday night in Houston. 15 carries for 72 yards. And then Jack Martin, a 43-yard field goal, no doubt.
Splits the uprights.
Here's one of those two-back sets you were talking about. Dylan Edwards is into the ball game, and he's got it. They string him out wide. Benton is in there. Jamal Morris as well. It's a loss of 1.
On the field, and you're going to see him right here. He does a great job of getting around blocks. You can see his speed beats Portier to the spot, and with it, well, a number of...
He's got two very good tailbacks next to him, Edwards and Giddens, both going the same direction. It's Edwards, and he is dropped. Hershey McLaurin absolutely detonated it.
Yeah, and he is such a... He's right here, and he's also a nickelback. He doesn't have to come off the field. You put two backs, you put kind of a run formation, fine. I could play linebacker. I'm 210 pounds.
Very strong third down defense, top 40 in the country. Johnson will spin it out wide. Edwards, a low catch, and he's going to get hemmed in. That was a salty series. Yep. Kendra Gant, again. They will get it off. Chris on the roll. He's going to throw it, and he's got Manjack. He is just short. Manjack.
Right there, number 0. This is what K-State does with their tight ends. They go down and act like they're going to block, and he gets that safety, the corner actually, Garber, to stop his feet. Right, 4th and 2, they've not done much. But this has been an area they struggled, in fact, did a week ago.
Donovan Smith is in to play quarterback for this play, and he will keep, and he will fire in for the touchdown.
Donovan Smith, 6'5", 235. The key block right there from the big tight end. Just uses enough force and then the power in Smith. As I said, Willie Fritz has done a lot of it.
Loaded box here. They'll back off. Still rush 5. Another throw over the top. He dropped it in for Williams. Devin Williams to the ground again at 32.
Giving the quarterback, look at the air between him and the line of scrimmage. Plenty of time to throw that deep ball to cut the winds. And this team is not one that throws it down the field very much. I mean, 20-plus yard passes, one of the fewest in college football, but I think you see some confidence from Neon Zion.
He was the motion man. He did run it all the way down. It's Butler, the tailback, and he skates to the outside, and then some. DJ Butler. Now Houston has 2 timeouts, and they can play with it.
Receiver come in motion right here, and he's going to be the lead block. You talked about on the other side, those K-State receivers being physical at the point of attack. He does just enough on...
It's Johnson instead. He's going to try to get to the outside, and this is just an awful play for Kansas State because it affects their decision-making here as well. It's a loss of 5.
Watch this. Look at the shoulders here on this zone read and the difference. When you stay square, you make it a whole lot harder on that decision-making process.
Another bad snap and exchange, and McClannon has to run for it. He lost his hat. McCutcheon absolutely changes this ball game.
But not this afternoon, not in this wind, not in this rain, and it gives Houston some life.
Brown closest to the formation at the bottom side. Johnson bails. He's going to roll and give a ton of ground, even more ground than anybody in purple wants him to. Then he turns it upfield. It's a catch for Giddens. He breaks a tackle, and it's finally over. 3 tight ends in. Pop pass over the top. It's Carr, the former basketball player.
There's a little bit of the creativity. Here's Carr. He's going to sell block, and Chris knows he's going to get punished. And his ribs are going to hurt tomorrow from that shot from Purnell.
His first touch from the 19. He's going to keep it. Batten tailing him, and Batten flattens him.
Leading tackler, one of the best in the Big 12. Look at the range. And he just cuts down Avery. Man-to-man.
It's a run. Zion Chris got his way through, and he may go. Chris is in. Houston leads out of nowhere. It takes one, you said.
You could see it. Look at all the Wildcats coming right downhill. And for one of the rare occasions, a missed tackle there is I think Riley loses his feet. Chris sees the cutback lane and just too much speed.
Here he is with a loaded right side, and they're going to swing it over that way to Sanford. Sanford is able to break a tackle, gets the first down, and plenty more all the way to midfield before Tacario Davis able to take him down following the gain of 17 yards.
A running back that plays along with 3 others, and he's the guy they like to throw the ball to. Him and Stacy Sneed doing a good job just working his way through the contact zone and protecting the ball.
Now a 3rd and 11. The Houston defense held Arizona to a 3-and-out on their opening drive. This is going to be a give up the gut. Burnett gets stopped short, and then the ball comes free. It gets picked up at the end of the play. There to scoop it, Genesis Smith, who's been all over the field tonight with a takeaway for Arizona.
It's Burnett fighting and fighting for extra yards, the true freshman. But yeah, Ta'ufo'ou snatches that ball away. Big opportunity for the Cats. Scratching.
Pass to McMillan, trying to break through a tackle. Good job in coverage, Jeremiah Wilson. Kansas State a couple of weeks ago, in their last game, their ability to just try to dink and dunk, and then that just led to some big play opportunities. And speaking of which, skirting his way up the field is Zion Chris, who's going to gain 21 yards.
Running style that I was talking about, we saw it when he came in against Cincinnati and just started to kind of run through people, and you see some poor tackle.
Houston with one of their best opportunities in the game so far. This time a handoff to Sanford, who's going to beat by everybody. Sanford still going. It's going to be brought down at the 10.
Look at him just slide through. Looks like just a regular zone look, and Sanford, really good vision. Pops that one out to the right side, finds a seam, and then explodes.
Houston offense trying to pick up the pieces here. They got a break after a missed field goal try, and that's going to end up being caught. Stephon Johnson looked like he had a trouble to that pass over the middle.
Yeah, look at Chris pull this ball real quick in the RPO and release it. Sometimes, you know, after a back fumbles or a quarterback throws a bad ball, you want to get him right back on the horse to get that. After a good drive, they can't get it in the end zone, and then the bad hole.
This is going to be a give to Stanford, who breaks a tackle, found a seam, and then tried to run over the defender right there. He has a first down plus 15-yard pickup.
For Houston in this game, it's Rashawn Sanford II out of Harker Heights, Texas. He's been very explosive, and he's been slipping out to that right side.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, looking good. He got it. Over on that right side, just able to keep it inside that right upright.
sliding this one in. It looked like it was going to push past there, and right there, it's on the inside over the upright.
Now the man in motion is Sam Olsen, so everybody on the left to hand off to Risano to the right, and he's taken down by Anthony Holmes Jr. Zion Chris looking over the middle, and that's going to be a completion to Stephon Johnson, who's still going. Yards.
Good timing here, and a really nice little slant route there from Johnson, well delivered.
Over the middle, and there goes Genesis Smith for the tackle, but hanging on was Stephon Johnson.
They've been able to overcome adversity that they created and the adversity that Houston's been creating.
Fafita, dangerous passes picked off. The first interception of the night for Fafita. Big old mountain to climb, though. But Fafita turns it over. Houston getting the ball. They've done a good job of it tonight. We'll go to TCU next week and then finish the year. A rivalry game with what they say is the school up north. Arizona State, long pass downfield, caught! Joseph Manjack, the 7 yards to Manjack, second reception.
Some life from the Houston offense. Groves Killebrew.
Chris with time. Across the middle, finds his running back, Sanford, who's still going. Now the ball comes loose and gets picked up.
Let's take a look at how long he had it. He's running just a little, well, he runs a Texas route, which is kind of a curl over the middle. How long did he have it? The ball just knocked right out of his arms.
Dalton Johnson.
Yeah, Dalton Johnson came in there and got it.
That's his third forced fumble of the season, back-to-back.
Like shooting candy.
This is good against good with these units out there. That's intercepted. Wilson takes it away for Houston on the opening drive.
Jeremiah Wilson is just sitting, squatting on this ball. He's got his eyes inside, never really took his eyes off of it, and Sawyer just threw it right to him. Sawyer Robinson looked like he was staring him down, and this Connor, he just hadn't looked the same.
Back-to-back runs open up the night, and slow to fast for a first down for Sanford.
Wonderful job. Watch him just size this hole up and wait for it to develop. Pause, and then boom, he hits it. Great blocking up front in Duke Way.
Well, they got down here off of the turnover with Snead in motion. Chris sees that pressure, and he runs away and gets around the edge. Chris down the sideline with a first down.
Told you he's looking to run first, right? And watch him, his eyes goes upfield. You got a corner cat sneaky blitz on the opposite side. Caden Jenkins, the left cornerback, will play to that short side.
Baylor empties it out. Quick toss. It's going the other way. Second pick of the night. Jeremiah Wilson finishes this one.
Let me tell you, watch this one. We call it squat dog read out there. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, and he hops all over this one and just heads the other direction in great form, in the form of the great Carl Lewis, alumni of the University of Houston, showing that sprinter's form on the back end of it. I'm telling you, man, they know the...
Here they are on a drive, middle of the second quarter, chance to tie it again, thanks to the pick six from Wilson. Oh, wide side throw, and Chris with his first completion of the night out to Johnson.
Run. He's on the outside again. He's gonna, it's an out cut, but he's gonna time this thing and pivot into.
Inside a minute to go in this half. And an errant snap with Washington, the tailback, lined up at quarterback, and he had to get back on top of it. Oh, wow.
Whether it's self-inflicted or you do it yourself, it's the Wildcat. You got Washington, and that snap is out. That's not Washington's fault. You've got to get the ball back there to him as if it were the quarterback.
He's been a machine of quote gold. Pressure off the edge. Johnson coming. They throw a screen against it, and there goes Johnson. Johnson coming off the edge for Baylor.
Barbe with the nice call right here, using the speed against them. He's going to come underneath here and then take advantage of that quick flowing defense and then find a way to get them counter-programmed with a nice move. Great play call underneath. using the speed of this Baylor coverage underneath, just outside the doorstep of the red zone, where they've had trouble all year.
Play fake, pressure in the face of Robertson. He's wrapped up and swung down.
And Jamal Morris, number 25, comes underneath, and he's freed. And when you leave this guy open in space as a Mike, he is a heat-seeking missile in the middle of this defense. Just a
backside
rush.
Pressure. McCutcheon gets there. With that four-man rush, that's all they needed to bring up fourth down.
Technique and at outside, this position right here, right? This is called a wide nine technique. This arm under, I've seen this guy make this play 7-8 times this year. There's not a tackle in America that can cover him consistently on that move. He is so good at coming around the edge. How about this quad look? 4 receivers.
Baylor had to hustle to get aligned for that. And Johnson off a hit. He escapes and backs his way all the way to the marker.
How about that? But look, they're trying to get there late. Baylor doesn't have enough bodies over there, so you've got 4 wide receivers and 1 off the ball. The formation is legal, so that clears the first hurdle. But look at the aggressive that they run with on the back end.
And Houston has found some space in the passing game. Oh, double pass, trickery here. Throwback all the way to Chris, who has blockers out in front. Chris escapes, first down and more. Using the entire field.
Speed kills, but it also, by formation, have got you populated on the far side of the field. You got caught earlier with not enough numbers on there. Certainly you're not going to get caught this time, but hey, we're going back the opposite direction with the ball. Can you get all your bodies over? Oh, he wants it. You know what he wants.
Trying to pick it up all on this play. They will not. Keith Cooper swallows it up.
Watch Keith Cooper right here. You can see him lined up in outside eye technique, and he blows that thing up and gets in there in the backfield. And with that inside charge.
You know, maybe those 2 games that followed, they don't lose that. Here's a 4th and 4. That's intercepted. Oh, no, Halsey with the interception. And Houston has a chance. If they didn't get it, Houston was getting the ball anyway.
But I mean, I think at this point, we just talked about how the landscape of the game is so flat. This is a world of image and impression, and you don't want that number to be lower than it typically has to be. You want to show that you were in control of the game, and people are going to have short memories. They're going to forget what the detail was. And that committee sits now.
2nd and 13 for BYU. They'll hand it off and then try to pitch it to Marion. The 2 teammates collided and the ball pops right to the Houston D lineman, Carlos Allen. Down the right sideline, inside the 20.
Be there to take advantage of this opportunity. But these are the type of plays that have just plagued the BYU offense for weeks now. This is simply just a reverse. Poor job with the ball handling. Keelan Marion needs to be to the outside of LJ Martin. Instead, they collide. And Allen, what a huge play for Houston early on in the ball.
Gain of 19 yards. 1st and 10, Houston. Handoff and a big hole. Up the middle, still going inside the 35. That's DJ Butler. They're just going to play all their running backs immediately in this game.
The left side of the offensive line and the tight ends, and Isaiah Glasker, the linebacker's there to make the play for BYU. He just does not squeeze down in time.
Burnett, the freshman, back alongside Chris. 1st and goal, Houston. Chris is going to run it himself. Left side, touchdown. Touchdown, Houston. Well, that's one of the best drives that Houston's had all year. But not on this drive. Excellent. And Chris finishes it off. 3rd kickoff return for a touchdown of the year for BYU. That was a little different than the other 2 from Keelan Marion. Now Houston will get it back, and they've got their own kick return coming. Outside the 30 from Mekhi Muse. Nice return out to the 31, maybe 32, where the Houston offense will get the ball back. Play fake, Chris, and then a little shoulder fake. Going deep left side, wide open! And the pass is caught on the sideline by Stephon Johnson.
Last explosive gain, you're going to see Johnson working on Mark Collins, and Collins takes the bait And the little stutter step on the stutter go route, just perfectly set up by Stefan Johnson. He showed patience, and that's what gets the corner, keeping his eyes down the field and picking up a fresh set of downs.
Play fake, and he'll throw a little wide receiver screen. Well executed. Manjack out into the open to midfield. Joseph Manjack, the USC transfer, 21-yard gain.
Going to throw an inside tunnel screen into a pressure by the BYU Cougars. Couldn't ask for a better play.
Here in Provo. Second down, handoff straight ahead. LJ Martin bounces it right side. And the ball came out. It's on the frozen turf. And I think BYU recovered.
Fantastic effort play by Brandon Mack, number 4, coming all the way from the defensive end position. Chasing LJ Martin down the field. Stormy just touched on it. Kalani Sitake said, hey, we will give you guys the football and let you ground and pound, but you need to protect it.
Receiver coming in motion actually slipped. Chris keeps it. Chris left side. Tried to reach ahead. Touchdown. That ball just barely
On the field is a touchdown.
crossed the plane. And Houston is indicating they want to go for 2 here.
That left side of the offensive line, as well as the tight ends, Carr and York.
That's so dangerous. You saw him stick that ball out, but I think he did get it there.
Oh, yeah, that's touchdown. Great job securing that.
Chris buying some time. Now looking back left. He's going to throw it wide open. Caught for 2. That's Mekhi Muse. And it's just a 6-point lead for BYU.
Zone coverage working all the way right to left. We have a ball game here in the 4th.
Outcome of this game determines the final slot on championship weekend. LJ Martin is going to go backwards on 2nd and goal. Houston will call a quick timeout.